Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian. I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here on the west coast of Canada. I hope everybody is having a super weekend so far. Welcome Carolina, our chat moderator. Hi Tutul. Welcome David. Yes, David indeed sent me an email as Carolina is mentioning. Welcome students. Good to have all of you in this class. Students, in this class, we are looking at IELTS reading skills for Band 9 results, and we are going to be looking at a passage from one of our exams. We will look at some list of headings type questions and some other questions as well. So lots and lots of learning in today's class. This lesson is presented to you by aehelp.com. For academic IELTS success, check us out there. For the general IELTS, visit us at gieltshelp.com. On these websites, you can use this discount code. The code is PASSIELTS, because that's what we want you to do, is get those high band scores. Our websites look like this. This is our academic IELTS website here with the blue background. Click this red button to join our premium package. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. As you can see, we are an official IELTS test registration center. You can see that off to my right there. We are certified British Council agents, so you're in great hands with us. This is the General IELTS website here with the green background again. Click this big red button there to join the premium package. When you do that, you can enter the code, use coupon code here, this green button, Pass IELTS, and then you will get the discount. If you're in Canada, it's about 60 bucks Canadian. Again,
Welcome
not a lot of money for tons and tons of help.
Everything
There's
you
6
need
full
for general
practice
IELTS
exams
success.
in your premium
Whether
IELTS
for
package
work
in your
or
My Student
immigration,
account.
we have all the
There's
tools
lots
you
of
need
computer-based
to be
practice
successful
tests
and pass the general
lesson
IELTS.
videos.
When
We'll
you
use this a
join
little bit
our
today
full
for
course,
our reading
you get
as well.
a My Student account.
If you have
Here, you will
questions,
receive
students,
over
just send me
60
an
hours
email,
of
as Carolina
interactive
mentioned to
lessons
one of our
to help
viewers
you
at
with
the start
all
of this
sections
class.
of
My
the general
email
IELTS.
is
You will learn
adrian@aehelp.com.
strategies and skills to
Tomorrow
improve
we'll
your
have a
scores
Q&A
on
session
the
for members, and we'll have a
reading,
speaking
writing,
part 1
and speaking
session
sections,
for everyone as well, so make sure
fast
to join us
memory,
tomorrow.
and
You can
easy
see
learning.
our schedule
As
for our
well,
live
you will
classes
receive 3
on our
full practice
Instagram,
exams
IELTS
and a student workbook.
_AEHelp and
Also, you
GIELTS
get
Help. So
bonus
definitely
audio
check out
to help
Instagram.
you
Great
with the
place to get
speaking
free
section
vocabulary, free
and the
videos
British accent.
for your learning.
Join now and
Students,
receive
without further
HD
ado,
lesson
let's
videos
get
for extra
into
help
some
and
reading.
explanations.
Here
Through
we
the
go.
My Student page, you
So,
can ask us
reading. This is
As well,
reading
you can join
passage
discussions
2.
in
It is
forums
coming from
with
our
other
3rd
students
exam,
and ask
and
them
you
for
can see it
tips
starts
and
with
share your
the
ideas.
list of headings.
In addition, you will
So with
receive
list of headings
native
questions, we
English
definitely
editing help
want to
for your
look at
essays
these.
and writing,
But before we look
as well
at
as a
any
course
questions,
to help improve your writing skills.
let's
All of our material is now Android friendly. So enjoy
let's
learning for the
first
general IELTS
look at
anywhere and
the
anytime.
title. Okay.
Join now
All right. So we want
and
to
start
look
learning
at the
for
title.
your future success. Start today.
All right. Oh, do we have an audio going in the background? You want to check that out? Let me see. Yeah, it was there, probably from our course. But it's probably gone now. Yeah, and he's like, okay, stop. Won't go forever. That was the introduction of our course there that was playing from the website. But don't worry, that's why we have that, is because we will be using some audio in a bit here. So don't worry about it. Okay? All right. Okay. That was my other voice introducing you to the website, speaking from the world of recordings. Okay, so let's get to this. All right, here we go, everyone. So this is our title today. Why study philosophy? This is a challenging reading, And when we do this reading, sometimes students ask me, like, is the IELTS really this difficult, or is it really this challenging? Yeah, it can be, okay? So there's definitely one or two reading passages, especially in the academic, that can be quite challenging. And reading section 3 in the general IELTS is very similar to this. So this passage is about why study philosophy. So the first question you should ask yourself when you get to this, of course, is what is philosophy? So what do you think? Okay, so you want to predict the passage, and of course to predict the passage, first you need to think about it critically. Okay, so Raksim in Uzbekistan, I see you there, and Leela. Why study philosophy? First of all, what is philosophy? Okay. All right. So what is philosophy? If I met you at university or in a coffee shop and I said, hey, Kalyan, what is philosophy? Artist says, I've been learning philosophy for 3 years, but I don't know its definition. Baljit says, philosophy is about opinions. Okay. Anna says, philo, meaning love, and Sophia for wisdom, love of wisdom. And what does that mean, NS, right? Blueberry says, it's the study of fundamental knowledge of nature, reality, and existence, especially when considered as an academic discipline. Baprat says it's the study about the fundamental nature of knowledge. Okay, so far, honestly, I liked Baljit's the best. Baljit says philosophy is about opinions. It is the study of opinions. You could say that, okay? So then what is an opinion? And definitely, students, if you get a reading passage like this, you should take a second to think about these questions, because if you just start reading without thinking a little bit more about this topic, it's going to be a lot harder to understand, and I mean a lot harder. So taking a few moments when you get a topic that's a little bit tricky, then you will give yourself a much better chance of getting a high score. So you should never just start reading without thinking critically about the topic of the passage, especially when it is tricky to conceptualize or visualize. Okay, and philosophy is certainly challenging to visualize, right? I mean, even the picture here is of a famous philosopher. I believe it's Socrates. And, you know, it's like, okay, well, that's philosophy, but what is that, right? So what is an opinion? Okay, so if we say, okay, well, philosophy is the study of opinions, let's say, for simplicity's sake, and then I say, okay, well, what's an opinion? Artist says it's the thought or belief of a person. Me says the opinion is a personal way of thinking. Simran says it's a viewpoint. Amrit says we have not much time to test or define everything. That's right, Amrit. That's why you have to define the topic. If you don't define the topic, you won't be able to define much in the reading. Tam Nguyen says, an opinion is an idea about events or phenomenon. Simran says it's a judgment. Yeah, I would say an opinion is a viewpoint that a speaker usually believes to be the truth based on certain experience. Okay, so that's what I would say it is. All right, so good. Now, then why study philosophy? To understand the best ways to seek out the truth in the world around us. That's what I would say. So if somebody says, then why would we study philosophy? And I say, well, if it's about the study of opinions and the study of seeking truth or the love of wisdom, as somebody defined philosophy, right? Then simply the importance of philosophy is to understand the ways that we pursue truth or pursue knowledge, right? Pursue wisdom. Okay, now we can go to the list of headings. And list of headings, there's some key strategies here, okay? LOH, list of headings. Number 1, read these before the passage and paraphrase them. Okay, so that's our first step. And so here we have reason as the basis for knowledge. Okay, all right. So I'm going to paraphrase this. In my mind, reason as the basis for knowledge is kind of like saying logic is the foundation of ideas. Okay, that would be my paraphrase for that. Okay. And I'm just doing this quickly. At home, I'm doing this on paper. In the actual exam, I'm doing this quickly in my head as I'm reading this, okay? The relation between reason and math, okay? The connection between logic or opinion and numbers. Okay, that would be my paraphrase for that one. Paraphrasing in the IELTS exam is an essential part of getting a high band score. Okay. Baljit says it's the factors on behalf of opinions. For the first one, Baljit. Yeah, I got you. So Baljit, that was a good paraphrase because I know that you're paraphrasing Roman numeral 1. Okay. Arda says questioning is the key to knowledge. Yeah, reasoning and questioning, I would say, are very close. Absolutely, Arda. I think those work. Cass says number 2, we could say the difference between reason and numbers. Yeah, that works. Cass, absolutely. Okay. The end goals of empirical pursuits. Can somebody paraphrase that for me? The end goals of empirical pursuits. For those of you who are studying university, you definitely want to be able to paraphrase this. So, the end goals of empirical pursuits. I would say the ultimate aim of the empirical pursuits, I would almost say it means the scientific method. Okay? Empirical pursuit means the visible, observable truth, and that's very, very close to the scientific method. Okay? Baljit says the final aims of empirical activities. Yeah, very good, Patel. So Patel said it. Patel said it very close to what I said. Patel Viral, if you're looking at the chat, said the aim of scientific research. Yeah, empirical pursuits and scientific research are like 2 peas in a pod. I agree with you, Patel. Okay. Nuthan, very good. So, is Socrates a male or a person with a living person? Let's say. Sure. Okay, so there's my paraphrase. So we keep going like this, and we keep paraphrasing all of these. Philosophy as the pursuit of knowledge and truth. Maths versus reason, the differences. Let me just quickly paraphrase these for you, and then we'll look at the other questions, okay? So philosophy as the quest for information and reality, okay? Maths versus reason. Arithmetic versus logic or logical argument. Okay, using the right tool, applying the correct instrument. A central debate in education. A fundamental argument in pedagogy. The lack of practicality as philosophy's downfall. The disadvantage of philosophy being its useless application in real life. The value of education and practice, okay? The merit of learning in real life. Purity has beauty. The aesthetic being purity itself. Okay, so there's all my paraphrasing, all right? So there we go. Let me just highlight the paraphrasing so you can see all of the paraphrasing here. Okay, let me do that one more time. So this is what you want to do at home, students, with questions. And I suggest doing this not just for the list of headings, but also I suggest doing this for all questions when you're practicing at home. And if you're having trouble paraphrasing like this, then you should be using the thesaurus, okay? The thesaurus is a tool. It's like kind of like a synonym dictionary, okay? So use that, okay? So there's my paraphrasing, and that's my first step, okay? So for a list of headings questions, I read them before the passage, and I paraphrase them. At home, I do it on paper for practice. During the real exam, I do this in my head because I don't have time to write all this down. And I do it as best as possible. If I can't do all of them or if I don't know words for all of them, that's fine. Just as best as possible. Okay? All right, now, before we read, we can look at the other questions. So here we have a complete the summary question. All of this information is in the passage, so I'm going to read this, okay? So read this with me, students. Philosophy teaches us how to reason, which in turn can help us deconstruct something. Students schooled in the precepts of reason are able to differentiate between an argument which follows from the given premises and one that does not and is something. Force of opinion has no impact on the something of the opinion. This is because forcefulness is the wrong something for the job of convincing someone of a viewpoint. In physical battles, the correct implement is something. In discursive arguments, it is something alone which leads to the truth. Now, again, at home, I would probably attempt to paraphrase this entire paragraph. Okay? All right. Okay. Cass is asking, can we use scratch paper or scrap paper in the computer-based test? Yes, you can, Cass. You get one piece of paper for each section. So you can, and that's enough for each section. Okay, now we have multiple choice. Multiple choice, the choices are many and they can be confusing. There's 2 of them. So I don't worry about that. I just worry about reading the question itself. Okay, so here mathematics and reason are. What differentiates philosophy from the sciences is that. Okay, all right, so we've got a good idea. Let's read the passage. Now, students, if you're looking for those really high band scores, you have to read the passage. Okay? And in our online materials, you actually have extra help for this. We're very proud that we are, as far as we know, the only company who gives this extra learning tool where we have British people reading the audio. So you can improve your reading fluency, your pronunciation for your speaking. So this one here is in your reading audio CD3 track 6. So what we do here is we go back to this website where you heard all that audio before playing. And then you go to, not the computer-based practice exams, but the IELTS audio CDs. Okay. So this is CD3 because it's exam 3 and it's track, what was it, track 2? I don't think it's track 2. Let me just check that again. Track 6, sorry. So CD3 track 6. Okay, and we're going to read and listen here, so get ready, everybody, to read. If you don't catch everything, that's fine. Try to read aloud, okay, so nice and loud as we're doing this, okay? All right, here we go.
Why study philosophy? There are 2 schools of thought when it comes to education. One side believes that education should give students tools for success in life, while the other side believes...
Here, let me start that again for you guys so you can kind of catch it and follow it at the same time, okay? So that's a good kind of warm-up. And then here we go again. So let's start with paragraph A here and the title. So why study philosophy is the title. Again, always read the title, why study philosophy. And then we'll go from the start here with paragraph A. Okay, here we go.
Why study philosophy? There are 2 schools of thought when it comes to education. One side believes that education should give students tools for success in life, while the other side believes that education itself is an important goal. No area of study brings this debate to a head more than the study of philosophy. Philosophy, for those who belong to the practical side of the debate, is an utter waste of time. Philosophy provides very few tools for success in life, they say. A common question for somebody studying philosophy is, what are you going to do with it? Those on the other side of the debate, those who value education for knowledge itself, can see that the study of philosophy has many important benefits. The word...
All right, students, now for list of headings, what you want to do is when you read a paragraph like this, you want to stop and you want to ask yourself, what is this paragraph about? Okay, so again, this is a list of heading strategy. So here you want to ask yourself, what is this paragraph about? And then answer in a simple way. Okay, so all right, so give me the answer. What is this first paragraph about, everyone? Okay, we'll go on to paragraph 2, but for any passage that has list of headings, you want to stop after you read it, and then you want to say, okay, what is this about? Okay. All right, so what is this paragraph about? Kanu, it is not about India. I think you're just answering a different question there. Sherdov says it's a debate. Okay, what's the debate? Simran says they're debating about education. Okay, it's about a debate, the goal of education. Okay, yeah. Joaquin Castillo says it's points of view about studying philosophy. Yep. I think that's pretty good to say that. Okay. All right. So once you have this kind of a simple answer, right? So it's a debate, it's an argument about the reason to study philosophy. That's what I would say. So now, and this is where the trick comes in to getting these list of headings questions correct. So find the list of heading that is the closest match to your answer. Okay, so those are basically the 3 steps to getting these list of headings questions correct. Okay, so let me go back to the top here where I'm showing you this strategy. Okay, and then we'll do this. So here we go, step 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Okay, which of these choices here is the closest match to this answer that we gave? We said the answer here is debate, the goal of education, the point for studying philosophy. So what would be the right heading for this paragraph? Would it be reasons as the basis of knowledge, the relation between reason and math, the end goals of empirical pursuits, is Socrates man or immortal, philosophy as the pursuit of knowledge and truth, math versus reason, using the right tool, a central debate in education, the lack of practicality as philosophy's downfall, the value of education and practice. Which one would it be? Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So many of you are saying, well, it should be Roman numeral number 8, a central debate in education. That's what this paragraph was about. And you're right, that is the correct answer. So that one there is the right answer. So in this case, for paragraph A, you would just put VIII, the Roman numeral, in there, and you get it correct, okay? So, is everybody clear now on how to solve list of headings questions? So list of headings questions, firstly, you read them before the passage. You quickly think of some other ways to maybe say these list of headings to the best of your ability. Then you read the paragraph as we just did. After that, we ask a question. What is this paragraph about? This paragraph is about a key argument in education, the utility of philosophy. And then we go up and we go, okay, which one's the most accurate match? And we realize it's a central debate in education, which is the utility of philosophy. Okay? All right. Looks like a lot of our viewers got it. They're like, okay. Munisa says, focus on the first 2 or 3 sentences. No, Munisa, that will not work. Okay? All right? Because you can get very confused, and it's not always in the first 2 sentences. So careful. I make a note of that as well. Okay? So with list of headings, and IELTS examiners know that you're trying to do this. So it does not always work to just focus on the first 2 sentences. Okay, it does sometimes, but not always. Okay, so careful with that, right? Especially the conclusion and the introduction, Munisa. The conclusion and the introduction, they can be much trickier because often what the paragraph is about doesn't come in the beginning. It comes near the end or in the middle, okay, so, or the overall. So careful with that. Okay, let's go back to paragraph 2 now, and then we'll do the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to play the audio, and then we'll go back a little tiny bit here, and then we'll do the same thing, ask what it's about. Okay.
The study of philosophy has many important benefits. The word philosophy derives from the Greek for love of wisdom. Just as it was in ancient Greece, it is those people who love wisdom, knowledge and truth who study philosophy. However, we do not live in ancient Greece where people had slaves to do all of their chores, such as working in the fields. So what place does philosophy have in today's society?
Okay, so what is this paragraph about? I'm going to give you a little bit less help here. All right. So again, in the real IELTS exam, at this point, I would stop and ask myself, what is this paragraph about? And then I would answer that question. One of the biggest mistakes that many candidates make is they start looking at the list of headings right away, and then they get confused because some of them are really similar. Okay, you must not do that. You must think about it on your own first. So Blueberry says origin. Blueberry, not one word. Try to use at least a couple words in your definition here. And he says history. Baccarat says philosophy is about studying knowledge and truth. Okay? Yeah, so the definition of philosophy to study truth and knowledge, right? As he says, the origin of philosophy. Okay, so let's take a look at these. Okay, so which one of these is the closest match to a definition of philosophy as looking for truth and knowledge? Which one of these do you think matches the closest to this answer that many of you are giving me? Okay, and there's one that really is close. Okay, I think Baccarat was being really quick there. Cast 2, very good. Zofia, No Name, Aziz, Simran, and tons of other people now realizing that, hey, we just said that. So we said philosophy is the pursuit of knowledge and truth. That was the definition. That was what this paragraph was about. Okay? Absolutely. All right, so here then I would put the Roman numeral 5, and bada bing, bada bang, you get it correct. Okay? And you keep going like this, nice and smooth through the entire passage. Now, some of you are probably thinking like, oh, Adrian, but this is slow. I'll never get this done in 20 minutes. Not true. Okay? You will actually get the passage done. And in fact, when you identify the list of headings questions correctly, then you're able to answer the other questions very quickly, because list of headings questions help you to answer all the other questions in the passage very fast. Only when you get them correct, of course, okay? So let's keep going with paragraph C. All right, so all right, so paragraph C, I just wrote the definition down so everybody can see it. So paragraph C, here we go. Everybody's going to read. The British reader is going on here. Here we go.
If philosophy teaches anything, it teaches the ability to reason. With reason, one can construct, analyze, and find faults in arguments. For example, if all men are mortal and Socrates is mortal, is Socrates a man? What if we change the question to, if all men are mortal and Socrates is a man, is Socrates mortal? Once a student is schooled in the ability to reason, he will see right away that these two questions are very different. As it turns out, the first is an invalid argument, while the second is very much valid. Perhaps the next question of the skeptic is, what is the value of reason? This is a very important question. Surely, if philosophy is all about learning to reason, then an ability to reason must be a valuable trait. Arguably, the ability to reason forms the foundation for all knowledge.
Okay.
If an individual...
So, what is that paragraph about? Okay, let's do it for C here. So what is this paragraph about? And again, answer on your own before you search for answers, because you're going to do much better. Okay? Pachu says it's about, is Socrates a man or a mortal? I don't think it's about that. Arda says, what does philosophy teach? Don't answer a question with a question, students. That's a very important tip. Okay? Answer it with a statement. So, do not answer questions with other questions, answer with a statement. Okay, so don't say what is Socrates, for example. Okay. So IMAS says it's about reasoning and argument. Kailan says it's male dominant. I don't know how that's connected. Nuthan says it's opinion about man or mortal. I don't think so. I think that's just an example. Elliot says the ability to reason. Dordona says philosophy is about reasoning. Okay, yeah. Okay, I would agree. Philosophy is about the ability to reason. Okay, so let's take a look. Which one of these is the closest match? Okay, we've got a couple here that are going on to the next page now. So which one of these is the closest match? What do you think? So reasoning as the foundation for philosophy. Yeah, Prab, the ability to reason is, and the importance of reasoning, right, is good. Bakrat, Baljit, Nuthan, and Riza say it's number one, okay? Yeah, absolutely, it's number one. So reason as the basis for knowledge. It's the basis for philosophy. Philosophy is the pursuit of knowledge, right? So here, then, we put in Roman numeral 1. We get it correct, and we move on. Nicely done, everyone, nicely done. Okay, so let's go to paragraph D now and continue in the same way. Here we go. Okay, I backed up a bit here.
Forms the foundation for all knowledge.
Here we go.
If an individual holds an opinion which is believed wrong or incorrect, it could be important to convince them of the right opinion. There are a number of ways to attempt this. They can be intimidated, belittled, or bullied into accepting the opposite opinion. However, having a strong opinion does not mean the opinion is any more correct. Many people have strong opinions on all manner of subjects, but of course strength of feeling does not correspond to validity, and it follows that someone who belittles another's opinion is not necessarily the one in the right. When two men engage in a fist fight over whose opinion is correct, the winner of the fight may not have the correct opinion, but merely the correct fighting technique. In any disagreement, the right tools must be employed. In a battle of brawn, the tool is strength. In a battle of wills, the tool is perseverance. In a battle of words, the tool is reason. When arguing with reason, facts of the matter are stated and conclusions are drawn from those facts accordingly.
Okay, so what is that paragraph about? And as you're doing this at home, you should be feeling that you're picking up speed, okay? Okay, so this paragraph, nice and quick. Patel Vidal says, using the right tool. Yeah, using the right tool for argument, for words, it's reason, right? So that's what I would say, right? This paragraph is about using the right tool for an argument or for, let's say, a situation. For words, when we're arguing with our minds, the right tool is reason, right? Okay. So, which is the closest match here? Okay, and we can see right away as we get along here that it's using the right tool. So it's Roman numeral number 7, applying the correct instrument. Okay, and then here we see that that's the example that's given for us, right? So the example is paragraph D is 7. So we're confident that we're on the right track and we're thinking correctly about these list of headings. Okay, so everybody should see that, all right? In the IELTS exam, when you get the example correct, that's how you know that you are doing a good job, okay? All right. So let's go on to paragraph E. We've got 2 more paragraphs. You're doing a fantastic job, everyone. Let's keep it going. Here we go with paragraph E.
Reason is fundamental to almost every intellectual endeavour one can imagine, just as mathematics is fundamental to almost every scientific endeavour. Maths is the language of science, just as reason is the language of discourse and debate. Accordingly, just as society needs experts in mathematics, so society needs experts in reason. The argument should follow that as we all learn mathematics as children and young adults, so we should learn the precepts of reason.
Okay, so again, you're moving nice and quickly now, right? So what is this paragraph about? Nice and quick answer. Okay. Anir Ban says it's about the similarities between math and reason. Akil says it's the relationship between mathematics and reasoning. Okay. Bakrat says it's math versus reason. Baljit says it's math and reason. I would say the best way that I would quote this is it's about the parallel between math and reason. So the parallel, right? They're kind of on the same track, right? Math fundamental to science, reason fundamental to intellectual discourse. So we've got that. Okay, so let's then figure out which one is the closest match, okay? So take a look again. So here right away I see math versus reason, the differences. I don't know about that. And then here I see the relation between reason and math. So Simran says number 2 is better. Lena agrees. Nuthan says number 2 is better. Yeah, absolutely, because it's more about the relationship, the similarity, not the difference. This article is saying that math and reason are very much the same. So 1 + 1 = 2 is reasonable. 1 + 1 = 2, right? So it's reasonable. So 2 is the correct answer here, not 6, okay? So you pay careful attention as you're doing this. You don't rush. You make sure that it matches your answer. It's not opposite. Okay. All right, 1 more paragraph to go, everybody. F. Here we go. And you're doing a fantastic job. Notice how, like, when we started, maybe some of you are like, philosophy? Are you kidding me? I have to get a passage on philosophy on the IELTS and understand it? Yeah, but it's not the end of the world. It's not a 3rd-year philosophy exam, okay? It's just a kind of general concept of philosophy. And as long as you've got some decent vocabulary, you'll do okay, all right? You'll do okay. All right, everyone, and I'm sure you feel that now. You're like, wait, it's not that bad. Okay, so I'm going to go a little bit back here, just a little bit back, and then we'll start again. Here we go.
Above all, philosophy is pure. Certainly, reason is useful in all areas of life, but that does not mean that philosophy's value lies only in its usefulness in the day-to-day. Philosophy is the pursuit of knowledge for the sake of knowledge. There is a beautiful human quality expressed in this. Every other academic discipline is knowledge for some empirical pursuit. For example, engineering is knowledge so that we can construct buildings. Chemistry is knowledge so that we can make drugs, and biology is knowledge so that we can stay healthy. Philosophy has no tangible outcome outside of the pure pursuit of knowledge. The only other discipline which comes close in this regard is mathematics. One is purity in numbers, and the other is purity in words.
All right, students, so last paragraph, let's do this. What is it about? So what was this paragraph about? Give me a nice full sentence answer, but keep it concise. Actually, it doesn't even have to be a full sentence answer. It can just be a few words. It should be at least a couple words, like 2-3 words. Okay, so what is this paragraph about? Okay, Arda says philosophy is pure. Sandra says philosophy is the mother of knowledge. I don't know about that. Maybe. I don't know if that's what the paragraph is about. Ani says purity versus beauty. I don't know if purity versus beauty, Ani. Okay. Patel says philosophy is like math. Yeah, Simran Preet says the purity of philosophy. So philosophy, like math, is pure and beautiful. Right? Okay, so that's what I would say. Philosophy, like math, is pure and beautiful. Keep it simple. Okay, so here we have our list of headings. Again, I'll give you a little bit of help here. It's somewhere in this neck of the woods, a bit more south of the choices. Which one do you think it is? Me says, I think it's number 11, purity as beauty. Yeah, if philosophy is pure and pure is beautiful, then purity as beauty. XI it is. It's kind of a trickier one, but you can get it if you really think about it. And it's XI. Very nice. Okay, everybody. So that's list of headings. Okay, so list of headings, again, this right strategy is you read these before the passage and you paraphrase them. That's your first step. Okay. Then next, you read each paragraph and you ask yourself, what is this paragraph about? You answer the question and then you realize what the answer is by thinking about the closest match. That's your third step. Which one's matching closest? Careful with just reading the first two sentences. That doesn't always work, especially if you want to get a band 9. If we're really going for that band 9, it's not going to be enough to just read the first sentence or two. Okay? Make sure that when you're answering, you're using the Roman numerals in your paper-based exam. Okay? So everybody got that list of headings? Yeah, we're all good. You have a bit more clarity on what to do, how to solve these questions correctly. And this is a very useful technique for the other passages as well, to think about what each paragraph is about after you finish reading it. It's a part of what we call active reading. Active reading, everyone. Okay? So these are the techniques, by the way, everyone, that we teach in our courses on our website. So this reading that you just heard is taken from one of our many CDs on our website. Over 100 hours of video lessons with all these CDs, interactive exams, interactive courses that you can kind of go on and click on as well. So these kinds of strategies are all in this course. And again, all you have to do is click on that big red button to join our premium package at aehelp.com and gieltshelp.com. Now, in our reading here still, students, so I'm going to hop back here to our reading. We're not quite done yet. We've got some more questions, okay? So we've got this fill in the blank, and when you do a good job in the list of headings, this will be really fast, okay? So you're going to be very, very quick at the summary completion type questions, okay? So I challenge you for homework to do questions 19 all the way to 26, okay, the two multiple choice questions as well. And you can send your answers to me by email. There's my email right there, okay? It's adrian@aehelp.com. So send me the answers. I'll send you back the answer key, okay, with a discount for the premium course. Or if you can't wait, you want to get the premium course right now because you're like, hey, I think this will work really well for me, then you can just use the discount Pass IELTS and you will save 20%. Okay? And again, all you have to do is you just go to our websites. For the academic IELTS, you go to aehelp.com, okay, and you click the big red button that's just above my head there, right there. So aehelp.com. You click the red button, click use coupon code, type in Pass IELTS, make a payment with your card, and you're ready to go. You're going to be learning with some good materials, okay? So that's what you do. Again, these websites for academic IELTS, it's aehelp.com. For general IELTS, it's gieltshelp.com. check us out there. Great job, everyone, today. That was a challenging passage, but notice that it's not the end of the world as long as you know what you're doing, okay? Thank you so much, members, for your support. Baljeet, Andre, many others, me, Carolina, thank you for moderating. Eugene, thank you for the emojis. And thanks, everyone, for watching. Do subscribe. Come back tomorrow. We've got a couple more lessons. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out from Victoria, Canada for now. Bye, everybody.